Hello and welcome to another iPoint Control video tutorial series. Today we're going to look at user accounts and how to create new users. From the iPoint Control dashboard, select the Settings button. Now note, only an admin user is able to access the settings. If you're not an admin user, you will get an error message and you will not be able to access this module. From the Settings module, access the user's layout. Our administrative user is John at doe.com. John wants to create an additional technician user. The first step is for John to create a new user account. After clicking the new user account, the first thing you do is enter a first name. And a last name. And an email address. When you tab into the next field, you're going to get this message informing you that you must have a user key to add a user. Select OK. To purchase an additional user key, we're going to select Purchase Additional User Key. If you already had user keys available, they would be shown in this portal right here. Our administrative login is and a super secure password of password. This message simply confirms that you have purchased an additional user key. The next step is to assign this user key that we just purchased to the new user of Billy Boy. Simply select Assign. A confirmation box will appear. Select Yes. Another confirmation box will confirm that the assignment was successful. As you can see, you no longer have any available user keys, and the user key that was available has now been assigned to this user. Our next step is to give this user a username. We recommend that you use an email address for usernames to avoid any chance of having a duplicate username within the iPoint Control system. We're just going to use a super simple password of password, and we're going to select Update User Credentials. You can now see that Billy is now one of our users down here. To switch between John and Billy, you select their name from this portal. Billy is going to be a technician. He's not an admin user, he's not in sales, and he's not a supervisor. These selection boxes are used for determining which lists this user will appear in. You'll also note that the device name is blank. All users are required to have authorized devices. Next, I'm going to demonstrate what will happen when Billy signs in for the very first time. Before we leave, we're going to set Billy's overtime alert at 40 hours. You will learn more about what this does in another video. But just know now that by setting a number here, you will be able to set an alert that will notify you anytime Billy's weekly hours exceed 40 hours. I'm now going to close this file, and we're going to reopen it. This message is to inform you that this device has not yet been authorized for our user, Billy. Only the system administrator can authorize new devices. Our system administrator is John Doe. Each device needs to have an identifying name for each user. The same device can be used for multiple users. However, it will have to be assigned individually to each user and given its own name. In this case, this will be Billy's computer. The confirmation box will inform you that this device has been authorized for Billy. You can now see that we are now logged in as Billy Boy. If Billy Boy tries to access the settings, he's going to be informed that he is not an admin. We're going to re-log in one more time as John Doe. You may have noticed that I didn't cap Doe this time. In an account name, there is no caps. If you use them, it doesn't matter, but they're not required. The password, however, is cap sensitive. Because John is an admin user, he does not have the device check like Billy does. When John goes to settings, you will see that his device name is blank. This is only because he is the system-wide administrator. Billy, however, will now show that Billy's computer is available and authorized. We can deactivate Billy by selecting here. Billy has now been deactivated. The next time he tries to log in, he will be informed that he has been deactivated. As you can see, the user is no longer available to access your database. If you had deauthorized Billy's device, he would be prompted to re-add the device again. If you had deauthorized Billy's device, Billy would have received a notification that that device was no longer authorized for him. You can deauthorize devices right there. Since the device already has an identifier logged for Billy, you cannot re-add it. You must come back and reauthorize that device. This completes our tutorial on how to add an additional user.